Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of our multi-threading in Java series. In this video, we will be solving another interesting problem, which is the fifth and the last problem in our easy level problems list, which is ABC printer problem. In last two videos, we have seen what a semaphore is and solved one problem as well. I would recommend you to watch the last video in which we printed ping, pong and foo bar using two threads. We can look into this problem as the extension of the last one. You can directly watch this video as well, but if you don't understand something in the logic, go back and watch the last video. So let's dive into today's problem. So the problem states print ABC n times using 3 threads. For example, you have to create 3 threads, let us name it as T1, T2 and T3. After creating these 3 threads, you have to look into the value of n. Suppose value of n is equal to 2. Then our output should be A, B, C, A, B, C. ABC one time and ABC two times. But you also have to make sure that A is printed using T1, B is printed using T2, C is printed using T3. Similarly, this A should be printed using T1, B using T2 and C using T3, and this should be in sequential order, right? So for another example, let's take n is equal to 3. At that time output should be ABC, ABC and ABC. Similarly, all these A's should be printed using T1, B's should be printed using T2 and C's should be printed using T3, right? And so on for n is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7. You also have to make sure that you do this using semaphores itself, right? So you can use wait and notify as well. I will give you an article to read as well as code link for GitHub for solving this problem using wait and notify. Here we will solve using semaphores. So let's go ahead and build an intuition for solving this problem. Now let's build intuition to solve this problem. What do we want initially? Initially, at any particular point of time, we want only one thread to print either A or B or C, right? Initially, we want thread A to print A, right? Thread B should be in wait state and thread C should also be in wait state, right? This should be our step 1. After this, what should be our step 2? Our step 2 should be thread A should go into wait state, thread B should go ahead and print B, and thread C should remain in wait state, right? After that, what should be our third step? Third step should be thread A should remain in wait state, thread B should also go into wait state, and after this, thread C should go ahead and print C, right? So we have printed A, then B, then C. What should be our fourth step? Our fourth step will be thread A will again go ahead and print A, thread B will go into wait state, and thread C should also transition from running to wait state, right? What should be step 5? In step 5, thread A should again go into wait state, thread B should go ahead and print B, and thread C should remain in wait state, right? What should be step 6? Step 6 should again be thread A in wait state, thread B in wait state, and thread C should go ahead and print C, right? So we can see step 1 is similar to step 4, step 2 is similar to step 5, and step 3 is similar to step 6. So once you perform these 3 steps, you have to repeat these 3 steps n times, right? Whatever the value of n is. If value of n is 2, you have to repeat them 2 times, 1 and 2. In step 1, our program should start by giving control to thread A to print this value A, and thread B and C should be in wait state. Now let's go ahead and put thread B and C in wait state. So how do we put thread B and C in wait state using semaphores? Let's go ahead and create 2 semaphores named Semaphore B and Semaphore C. So we went ahead and created a semaphore named Semaphore B with 0 permits. What should be our next step to put this thread B into wait state? We saw in our last video, right? We'll go ahead and write semaphore b dot acquire. So at this point of time, how many permits does semaphore B has? Semaphore B has 0 permits. Even though it has 0 permits, we are trying to acquire a permit on semaphore B, right? Thread B is trying to acquire a permit on semaphore B even though there are 0 permits available. So CPU will go ahead and put this thread into wait state, right? Our CPU will tell thread B to go ahead and wait until the permit count of semaphore B increases from 0 to 1, right? This we saw in our last video. Similarly, to put thread C into wait state, what we will do? We will go ahead and create a semaphore, give it a 0 permit and try to acquire it using thread C, right? So go ahead and create a semaphore. Right, so we went ahead and created a semaphore with 0 permit, and using thread C, we went ahead and tried to acquire this permit. When we'll go and try to acquire this permit, similar to thread B, CPU will go ahead and put this thread C into wait state and ask the thread to wait until the permit count of semaphore increases from 0 to 1, right? Now for thread A, we want our thread A to go ahead and take control of the program and print A. So how we will do that? Let's go ahead and create a semaphore for thread A, but this semaphore will have 1 permit. Right? For thread A, we have a semaphore which has 1 permit and we are trying to acquire permit from semaphore A. Now semaphore A has 1 permit, so this statement is completely valid. After acquiring this permit, the permit count of semaphore A will change from 1 to 0 and our thread A will be allowed to go ahead and execute further statements, right? So as per our first step, thread B is in wait state, thread C is also in wait state, and our thread 1 is in executing or running state. So it has acquired a semaphore. Now what should be the next statement? Next statement is to print A. Right, so we have printed A here. Now what is our second step? In our second step, thread A should go into wait state, thread B should go ahead and print B, and thread C should remain in wait state. Now how will thread B go from wait to running state? Let's see. What is thread B doing? Thread B is waiting on someone to release a lock on semaphore B so that count of semaphore goes from 0 to 1. Post that, the CPU allows thread B to acquire a semaphore and then proceed ahead and execute instructions. Right? This is what thread B is waiting on. Let's go ahead and release a permit on semaphore B. So what will thread A do? Thread A will go ahead and release a permit on semaphore B. As soon as thread A goes ahead and release the permit on semaphore B, the count of permit has increased from 0 to 1, right? As soon as the permit has become available, CPU will go ahead, put this thread B into running state and ask it to execute further statements. Now what is our next statement? Our next statement is to go ahead and print B, right? And thread C should remain in waiting state. Thread C is already in waiting state, so we'll write nothing here. One more thing, thread A should go ahead in waiting state. Now all these steps, whatever we are writing, we have to repeat it, right? We have to repeat it for n times. So all these steps, whatever we are writing, this will be in a loop, right? Now after this statement, semaphore B dot release, if thread A goes ahead and tries to execute this statement, semaphore A dot acquire, at this point of time, what is the permit count of this semaphore A? Permit count of semaphore A is 0. Am I right? Because it has already acquired whatever permit was remaining in the previous loop, correct? So when thread A goes ahead and tries to acquire a permit on semaphore A, it will automatically be put into wait state by CPU, right? Thread A has gone into waiting state after printing A. Thread B has moved from waiting to running state and have started printing B, and thread C will remain in wait state. Now what is our third step? our third step is thread A should remain in waiting state. So we'll write nothing here. Thread B should go ahead in waiting state, and thread C should take control of the program and start printing C. So similar to what we did just now, we'll do it again. Thread C is waiting on which semaphore? Semaphore C, which has 0 permits, right? We will go ahead and release one permit from semaphore C using thread B. So we'll go ahead and write semaphore C dot release, right? As soon as we write semaphore C dot release, the value of permit of semaphore C increases from 0 to 1. As soon as the permit value increases from 0 to 1, semaphore C dot acquire is a valid statement. CPU sees that yes, we have a permit available. So it instructs thread C to acquire this particular permit. Go ahead and execute whatever statement that it will be written after this, right? What we want thread C to do? We want thread C to print the value C. So we'll go ahead and write system.out.println C. Correct. Thread A is already in waiting state. And what about thread B? After this statement, when thread B will go again and try to acquire B.acquire, what was the permit count? After the previous loop, permit count was changed from 1 to 0. Correct. Thread B has already acquired the permit which was released by thread A in the previous iteration of this loop while printing B, right? So again the permit count has changed from 1 to 0. Correct. So when it tries to acquire a permit again on semaphore B, CPU will go ahead and put thread B also in wait state. Correct. So now thread A is in wait, thread B is in wait state, and thread C went ahead and printed C, right? Now what is our fourth step? Thread A should again be in control. Thread B and C should go in waiting state, right? So similarly, what is thread A doing now? Thread A is waiting for a permit to be released on semaphore A. So let's do that using thread C. Semaphore A dot release, right? It has released a permit. Now permit is available to thread A. Thread A will go ahead and again print out A, correct? What about thread B? Thread B will remain in wait state. What about thread C? Thread C will go again and try to acquire a permit on semaphore C. But since it has already acquired the one permit which was released by thread B in the previous iteration, so the permit count has already changed from 1 to 0. Therefore, thread C will again go ahead in waiting state, right? And this process will keep on repeating itself n times, right? So I hope you got the intuition and what will be the code for thread A, thread B and thread C, and how we manipulate 3 semaphores such that the control is constantly passed from thread A to thread B, B to C, then C to A, right? So using semaphores, what we did, thread A passes control to thread B passes control to thread C, and thread C again passes control to thread A. So this keeps on repeating for n times, right? This is what our pseudo code looks like, and this is the intuition that we have built. Let's go ahead and code it in our IDE. So let's go ahead and create 3 semaphores corresponding to thread A, B and C. So we have created 3 semaphores here. What should be the initial permit for semaphore A? It should be 1 because thread A wants to be in control. Semaphore B and C should have 0 permits initially, right? Let's go ahead and create a variable named n, which will denote how many times we'll print A, B and C. Now let's go ahead and create our first thread named as thread A. What will thread A do? Thread A will iterate for n times, and initially it will go ahead and acquire a permit on semaphore A, right? Let's put it in try catch. After acquiring a permit on semaphore A, what it will do? It will go ahead and print A. So we'll do A plus, let's also print current thread name. And after this, our last step should be go ahead and release a permit on semaphore B, right? So this is our code for thread A. Similar code, let's go ahead and copy for thread B and thread C. So we'll have thread B. Thread B will go ahead and acquire semaphore B. We have to print B here, and it will go ahead and release semaphore C. right? For thread C also, semaphore C dot acquire C and C dot release. After this, let's go ahead and start all these 3 threads, correct? Okay, so let's go ahead and check first A, B, B, C, C. Okay, so this should be semaphore A dot release, right? Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so this is printed in one line. Let's put ln here, print ln, and print ln, right? So it will be more clear. Let's go ahead and run this. Correct. So you can see A is printed by thread 0, B is printed by thread 1, and C is printed by thread 2. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. How many times? N times, which is 3, right? So this is a very important technique, and this is how we pass on control to different threads using semaphores. This is similar to a relay race where we pass on the baton, and whichever player has the baton, he is in the running state, right? You have seen a classic relay race, right? So this is similar to that only. So keep on practicing all the problems on concepts along with this that I have taught in past videos, because these problems and concept needs to be on your fingertips while coding in an interview. I hope you like this video. In the next one, we will go ahead and solve medium level problems. Until the next video, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.